As I'm standing here, the birthplace of Thai tea tree, also the birthplace of one of the world's most ancient tea trees. Shiqian is a very, very special place for me because of the culture, because of the history, because of the people. I met the Rao Brothers through my tea friend Haiyo. Haiyo is my tea friend, is also my teacher of tea, and she's native here, so she brought me here about 10 years ago now, a long time ago. And I met the Rao Brothers through her, and ever since then even the first time we met, it just felt like we were family from a long time ago. And that was long before Grass People Tree, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with tea. All I know was I wanted to share the stories of my home through the language of tea. So the Rao brothers, the elder brother, Rao Mi, he's a local historian, a really, really knowledgeable writer, and the younger brother, Xian, and he makes tea. So the two of them really taught me a lot. One from the theory, from the history, from the culture side. The other one from the practical drinking tea, making tea, picking tea, kind of practical side. Today we're here making tea with the Rao brothers, who are the skillful hands behind the wild Thai green and wild ancient red Thai. So we're now at their factory, as you can see. They make also mass-scaled teas, all sorts of different teas, and this is today they're hand making new wild Thai green for us and for other tea vendors. Today is a really hot day, so when we got the fresh tea leaves, Rao Mi was saying actually only has taken 2 to 2.5 hours, and the leaves already smell very, very floral. But he said there's still a slight sense of grassiness, and while waiting for the temperature of the pot to rise, and he said let's just put it under the sun for quickly 3 to 5 minutes. So this again is a very typical way of making tea, tuning in, listening to the codes of the ever-changing weather condition and correspond accordingly. So now I can see that he's while because the sun is quite strong, so he's checking on the leaves and smelling and touching. It's very beautiful to see the sensitivity that is brought into tea making. Here's the purple leaves. It's more pretty. So Rao Mi was saying to me, since Song Dynasty, it's about 1,300 years ago, sanrou is a very traditional technique when making green tea, which means 3 times of hand rolling, as he's doing now, and 3 times of frying. This gives a really beautiful, I can actually smell the frying fragrance. It's slightly popcorny and it's really floral fragrance. It's really beautiful. They have a very traditional saying, 火中取梨 or 火中取宝. Is frying in the pan is like getting a treasure out of fire. You have to go very precise and very delicate, and when you get it, then it's a treasure.
对对对对对，哎，他就把它中和。
He said this is called 酸酸菜, which means it's sour. So I think the sour mixed with the alkaline.
可以吃的。
Then he washes his hands because he used his hands to fry in the pan, and it gets really dark and really, he said it's dirty. It's black. So he used this to clean his hand naturally. And yesterday he told me, he said, I found the best soap. So this is the way he cleans his hand every day after a day of work. We're now in Xiange's tea garden, and this is the only Thai tea, organic tea garden in Guizhou and also in China. As you can see, this is all planted, but they're actually quite old already, 20, 30 years. And the way they plant is the rows are were left very spacious, giving them space to grow. And you can see the tea trees, they're growing into this bush shape. It's very full, so they have space to reach out to all directions. And also you can hear the cowbells ringing. There are cows behind me eating away the weeds. So this is a really organic way of working together for the health of the ecosystem. It also means that there's no chemicals, there's no pesticides, and the cows are really happy here, having a really happy meal. You can see actually in tea gardens a lot of older people work in tea gardens because they can't walk very far. So usually when we go and trek in the mountains, look for the wild tea leaves, there are people who are younger or able to walk in the very, very long distance. This is the situation working with land in rural areas of Guizhou, because a lot of young people would go and work in the factories in big cities. So the older people, they are here and they need to make money to live, so they usually come. So it's kind of an easier job for them. Last year we had very, very bad drought. So as an impact of this year is the tea leaves, particularly the buds. You can see they're very, very small. They look really skinny, very difficult to pick. So this year we can see the production, the volume of production of tea is going to decrease a lot because tea leaves are very, very difficult to find. I remember the first time when I met the Rao Brothers. It was actually my first trip to Shiqian and was the last day when I was here. And we had dinner together. And as I was leaving, they gifted me a huge bag of tea that they handmade. And they helped me load the tea into the car. And Xiang held my hand with his hand full of blisters from making the tea. I remember the sensation. He grabbed my hand and he said, take this tea, share this tea with our foreign friends, share our culture, share Shiqian culture, and the future of Shiqian culture and Shiqian Thai tea is dependent on you. And I will never forget that. And I think that had become one of the very reasons why I started Grass People Tree, is to share their stories and share their culture. And all of the tea trees we see here, they're in the tea garden, they're organic, they're modern. Shiqian's tea culture is goes way beyond this. And yeah, so I've been sharing tea and trying to share these stories ever since. And each time I come back, it feels like I come back to the tea family. I deeply feel I'm part of their stories, and they're part of ours. And you are too, by drinking and sharing their teas. And yeah, that's the story how I met them. The very reason why I'm able to stand here today is because I am standing on the shoulders of the giants, all the elders, the teachers, and the locals. They've shared everything that they know, and also they've taught me what tea is all about. It's about the culture, it's about the history, it's about the diversity, it's about working in harmony with nature, it's about sharing.